There's no way for him to join back in here. Or there's no way
But
for. But there's
he
no.
hasn't. Oh, wait, maybe he's back. Officer Smith, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you too. All right.
All
Well,
right.
hopefully that won't happen twice. I was about ready to adjourn it, but you came back. So we'll do what we can to start this hearing. Mr. Armstrong has indicated he does wish to deny responsibility to both cases or both violations.
Okay.
So we'll have the hearing. Mr. Armstrong. Whoops. No, Mr. Armstrong cut out. You still there?
Yes.
Must be sunspots today or solar storms or something. In any event, Mr. Armstrong, what we'll do is we'll hold a hearing on both of these violations. The hearing is a civil case, so just like every other civil case, there's a plaintiff and a defendant. In this case, the people of the city of Battle Creek are the plaintiff. They're represented by Officer Smith. Mr. Armstrong, you are the defendant because you're the person that was handed the citation. In a civil case, the plaintiff always has the burden of proof, and in a case like this, that burden of proof is called by a preponderance of evidence. What that means in plainer English is that Officer Smith has the burden to show that it's more likely than not that you committed each of these infractions. So the way we'll do things is I'll put you both under oath, and then Officer Smith will present his case. The presentation is informal, which means we don't have rules of evidence that apply. We only have really one rule, and that is the court can consider only evidence which is relevant. And then after Officer Smith presents his case, Mr. Armstrong, you present your case. Same exact rule applies to you. You can introduce the kitchen sink into evidence if you want. If it's relevant, then I have to consider it. If it's not relevant, then I can't. After both sides have presented their cases, I'll render a decision in both cases. And those decisions are appealable by either side within 7 days. Mr. Armstrong, if you were to appeal one or both of those decisions, you would have to put up whatever fines and costs were assessed as a bond pending appeal. Do you have any questions about how we're going to do things today, Mr. Armstrong?
That's right.
All right. So would you both raise your right hands? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Officer Smith
Yes, sir, I do.
and Mr. Armstrong.
Yes, sir.
All right. I like how you put your hand up there in Zoom. That's pretty good. All right. Officer Smith, if you would begin, please.
Okay, so on the date and time that this citation was issued, I observed the individual driving. I believe I followed him as he crossed the intersection of 3 stop signs. All 3 times he failed to stop behind the designated line or the stop sign. The last time was around the limit in Van Buren portion where I observed the 3rd stop where he failed to stop as required. So I decided to conduct a traffic stop on the individual. This kind of driving behavior, it almost indicated to my suspicion that he was driving possibly intoxicated or under the effects of some kind of substance affecting his driving ability. So as I said, after he turned onto Michigan, I activated the stop. I made contact with him on the passenger side at this time and noticed that he also had his windows tinted. He did not have the 4-inch window tint that is authorized. His full window was tinted. I confirmed this in my body cam before doing this. The window tint was almost to the point where even my flashlight, I almost couldn't penetrate the tint so that I could see inside the vehicle. To add to my suspicion of the possible driving under the influence, when I initially went to make contact with the individuals, the front seat passenger had their window down and was going to make contact with me. And instead of speaking with me through the window, they rolled that window up and only provided their documentation through a sunroof, which he handed me, which normally is particularly fine, but I wanted to investigate his impairment and his ability to drive. Communicating with him verbally and then visually is one of the ways that I do that. So I was unable to do that.
Was he the driver or the passenger?
He was the driver.
Okay. You were just communicating through the passenger side of the vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that way I was out of the roadway.
And which windows were wrongfully, if you will, tinted?
Yeah. So it was both driver and passenger side. I don't recall.
Front side windows, if you will.
Yep, nearest the windshield.
All right.
Um,
And you had issued a citation for impeding traffic. What was
Yeah.
that based on?
His failure to stop behind the designated line at a stop sign. Almost his entire vehicle was in front of the line. That's a designated line, impeding traffic.
Okay. All right. Anything else that you wish me to consider at this point, officer?
No, sir.
All right. Mr. Armstrong, were you able to hear Officer Smith's testimony?
Yes, I could.
All right. Very good. Thank you for your patience, sir. What do I need to know?
He said I failed to stop. He said limit and something else, but the last stop is on Michigan, so that's incorrect. He also stated that my two front windows are tinted. The whole car is tinted. That's how I got it from the factory. They're all the same. He said his light can't come through there. That's you see me like clear. Like you can tell somebody's in there. Like you can't see me clear, but you could tell there's somebody sitting in the car. Like I'm not like blacked out, you know.
Okay. Anything else you want me to consider, Mr. Armstrong?
No, I didn't.
All right. Well, anything else, Officer Smith?
No, so he is correct about the stop sign. It's the limit in Michigan as it turns into Michigan, the 2-lane right there. That's the stop sign. But yes, he's correct about that.
There's not 3. There's only 2 stop signs.
Well, yeah, we're down a bit of a thread that we shouldn't be on. The impeding traffic statute, which is Michigan Compiled Law 257.676B as in boy, indicates in paragraph 1 that a person without authority shall not block, obstruct, impede, or otherwise interfere with the normal flow of vehicular streetcar, believe it or not, this is how old this law is, or pedestrian traffic upon a public street or highway in the state by means of barricade, object, or device, or with his or her person. Officer, is there anything that you observed in Mr. Armstrong's operating his motor vehicle that impeded the normal flow of traffic?
No, not per se.
I understand you might have been trying to, cut him a break or something and not write a stop sign violation or stop line violation, but I have to deal with what's on the ticket. So,
Yep.
All right, anything else? Anything else, Officer Smith?
No, sir.
Anything else, Mr. Armstrong?
No, sir.
All right. Well, I've listened carefully to testimony. As you can tell, I think the impeding traffic, I'm not able to find you responsible. I don't find the description of even the officer's description, which I know you might differ with, Mr. Armstrong, but even the officer's description of what he observed doesn't amount to impeding traffic. It might have amounted to a stop line or a stop sign violation, but that's not what I'm here to decide because that's not what is on the citation. As for the second case, the tinted windows, Michigan law is clear. It doesn't matter where you bought the car, why you bought the car, who tinted the windows or anything else, unless you have a medical necessity and a certificate indicating that. The front side windows, so the windows that the driver's shoulder would touch if he leans, or the passenger if they lean that way, if those windows are not allowed to have any tint. So whether it's the same tint all around or not, and it doesn't matter how much tint, right? The allowable tint on the back side windows or the back windshield has to be a certain amount or less than a certain amount of blocking light. But that's not something I need to get into at this point because I think it's easy for me to conclude that it's more likely than not that those front windows have tint on them. And that's what's disallowed by the statute. So in the impeding traffic case, I'm going to enter a judgment indicating I'm finding you not responsible. And in the defective equipment or the tinted windows case, I'm going to find you responsible. You'll have to pay the $95. Are you able to pay that before December 15th?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to send out a judgment for both those cases. They'll go to the same address, and I should confirm, are you still over on Skyview Lane, Mr. Armstrong?
No.
What is the address you want me to send the judgments to?
I
want you both to have a